Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. I am especially excited for this video is because it's officially summertime. Summertime is here! Scream and shout out to the world, summer is here! I love the summer months, not just because we're getting closer to my birthday, hello Leo, but also because of the types of books that I like to read during the summertime. Predominantly during these months, I like to pick up romance books and also fantasy books. Surprisingly, there's just something about exploring a different world during this time period that's so magical that makes it more fun to read during the summer. That doesn't make sense, but that's just how I feel. And then with a romance, there's just something so sweet about reading love during the heated months. It gets hot in Kansas. It gets hot and steamy, and sometimes you just need that in a romance book. Am I right? Each month I do have a TBR specific video where I pick books that I hope to read during that month, but I'm also a mood reader at heart, and I have selected a few summer romance specific books that I want to get through before summer ends. So we're going to talk about those books. The first book is Passion Project by London Sperry. The cover just screams summer in New York City. This book is supposed to be a friends to lovers story about our main character. Her name is Bennett, and Bennett is just fed up with New York. She doesn't find passion or her spark in New York anymore, and I think it's because she loses her best friend. She ends up going on a first date with this guy named Henry, and he just sparks joy for her again. After this first date, he says he's gonna help her find passion for New York City and to stay here because she's deciding whether or not she should stay in New York City or leave. And they go on this passion project. It's kind of like a bucket list of activities across New York City, and I just think that a bucket list is such a summer thing to do. It's just so summery. In the story, Bennett not only finds spark with her passion, but I think that she's gonna find spark for Henry too, hence the romance. One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This is an interconnected standalone to Every Summer After, which I haven't read yet. I'm going in blind with this book because I've never read anything by Carly Fortune before, so I don't know what to expect, but the cover just screams summer, and also because summer is in the title, which is why I wanted to get this book. I've also heard that this book is perfect, and I want to know for myself. I'm really excited. I don't know much about the story. I think it's a second chance romance based on what I've read. Our main character, her name is Alice. A few years ago when they were children, Alice took a photo of Charlie, and now they're adults, and she goes back to her hometown, to Barry's Bay, and they just are gonna hit it off. I think this is going to be sweet. It's going to be heartfelt, and I hope that I feel the hype for Carly Fortune as everyone else is feeling and saying. This next one is a fun one. It's Pickleballers by Alana Long. I picked this book up on Independent Bookstore Day from Rainy Day Books. The sole reason is because I love to play pickleball. I play it during the summer months with my neighbors and Mark. I'm no competitor. I play for fun, not for sport. I just thought this would be a really fun enemies or rivals to lovers story. This is just supposed to be a enemies to lovers story on the courts. The only small town romance that I've read is Lila Sage's Rebel Blue Ranch series, but I do have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I haven't read anything by her before, so this is my first time. The cover also just seems summery and pink. This is a small town romance that has to do with a billionaire, so it's a billionaire romance. And our main character, Rosie, who comes back into town at Rose Hill. We have Grumpy Sunshine, That's all I got, so I'm just gonna go with it. One Day by David Nichols. I've watched the movie too many times. It's one of my favorite movies. I've seen the show 2 or 3 times. I watch it every single year, and now it's time that I finally read the book. I've been looking for this cover specifically for so long because all of the other covers have the circle sticker that isn't really a sticker, it's just stamped, that says now a major motion picture. And I hate when publishers do that, or printing companies do that. Whoever does that, I hate when they do that. Anyway, this is a story of Dexter and Emma. They meet one night at the end of college, I believe. They have a one-night stand. They decide that they're just going to be friends rather than anything more. This story now takes place July 15th for 20 years, where they constantly keep meeting and connecting with each other. And it's just a heartbreaking story of friendship, of love, of, I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil it. I know how the story ends. If you've seen the show or the movie, you do too. I hope that this book is just as good as the movie and the TV show because both have such a special place in my heart. Late Bloomers by Maisie Eddings. I absolutely think this cover is stunning. This is a queer romance that takes place on a flower farm, which sounds so summery and so sweet. Basically, one of our main characters, her name is Opal. She wins the lottery and she wants to get away from the entire world. Everyone is asking her for some money. Everyone is asking her to share the wealth. She ends up buying Pepper's flower farm that her grandparents gave her. Opal owns the flower farm, but Pepper says, no, you do not own the flower farm. So I think there's some rivals to lovers happening here, and I think there's going to be forced proximity involved as they work together on this flower farm. I'm not sure other than that. I just think it's going to be the perfect summer read. Also, June is Pride Month, so I'm hoping to sprinkle this into my June TBR. The last book that might be the most shocking of them all is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I know, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know, but I'm finally adding it to my summer TBR. It needs to be read. I've heard that this is one of the most beautiful stories ever written, and it is about Achilles, and it's also Pride Month, so hopefully I'll read it in June. Not that you should only read LGBTQIA+ books in June. You should be reading them all times of the year, but I just feel like this is a summer book. It's a summer love story centered around Greek mythology, which I love. I love Greek mythology. So I'm hoping to add this to my summer TBR. These are the summer romance books that I am adding to my TBR for these next few months. I can't wait to read these books. Have you read any of these books? If you have, let me know. No spoilers, but let me know if you liked them or not. I will see you in another video. Have a great day. Bye.